fellow teachers, librarians, educators. My name is Sarah Albee, and I am very excited to show you my new book. I write nonfiction, mostly history, sometimes science, mostly middle grade. And this is my new book. It's called Troublemakers in Trousers, Women and What They Wore to Get Things Done. And it's published by Charles Bridge, and it is illustrated by the magnificent Kaya Kaifej. She did such a beautiful job. Their interior illustrations, this cover, I gasped when I saw the final version of the book. So it's in it, this book, I profile 21 women from history, from ancient times all the way through the 20th century. It ends with a Rosie the Riveter. But in some of them you may have heard of, some of them kids will have heard of, some of them probably not. But they all have an unbelievable story, and they all wore trousers at some point in their lives, whether it was because they wanted to fight for their countries, or to escape enslavement, or they were pirates, or they worked during World War II. There's all kinds of reasons, but they're all great stories. I'm going to read you not one of the chapters because I couldn't decide, because I love them all so much, but I'm going to read you from the author's note. Now, why the author's note? It's usually when I'm writing the author's note that it crystallizes for me why I wrote the book. It happens almost every time when my editor will remind me to write it, and then as I'm writing it, I think, oh wait, this is why I wrote the book. And kids ask me this all the time at school visits. Where do you get your ideas? Or a variation of that is, what inspired you? So I'll read you this, and maybe this will be the answer. All right, it's called My Checkered Past. When I was in third grade, I showed up at school wearing a black and white checked pantsuit. It was the 70s, so I'm pretty sure it was 100% polyester. I thought I looked extremely dynamite. My class was going on a field trip, some sort of outdoor nature expedition, and I figured that surely the dress code for girls wouldn't apply that day. I was wrong. The school principal called my parents. My dad had to leave work and bring me a skirt to change into. That was a pivotal moment in my life, an awakening of sorts. I became suddenly aware that double standards and dumb rules existed, and a lot of them were unfair to girls in particular. The following year, my fourth grade gym teacher divided our class into groups, boys and girls. When I learned that the boys would head off to the other side of the divider to play basketball while the girls learned to dance, I put my tiny foot down. I was the smallest kid in my class. I wanted to play basketball. I was ordered to sit on the sidelines. As punishment, I couldn't participate in either activity. These episodes caused me to develop a strong sense of indignation. I became keenly aware of injustice and was quick to point it out. I was a really fun little sister, as I bet you can tell. Just ask my older siblings. Back in the day, girls like me were called tomboys. Nowadays, many such girls are known as good athletes. I grew up, and up some more, and became a college basketball player. Luckily, I came of age at a time when attitudes about what girls should wear and what sports they should play were changing. Still, my early experiences stayed with me. Those feelings of indignation were knitted into the fabric of my personality. Maybe that's why I wrote this book. Maybe the cumulative impact of those feelings prompted me to seek out bigger stories of injustice and triumph. It's taken a few centuries, but at long last women can dress more or less as they please in many, but by no means all, parts of the world. In this book, you've seen how far we've come since the days when most women were not free to travel without a male escort, to rule, to earn their own money, to fight for their country, or to pursue a chosen profession. We've come a long way, but there's still a lot further to go before women run an equal share of all countries, companies, armies, universities, sports teams, and movie studios. You can help the world keep evolving. I'm so excited about this book. I can't even tell you. I think it's my favorite book I've ever written, and I hope you like it. And I also want to thank you all for all you do for kids, for readers, for us authors and illustrators. We really appreciate it, and keep up the good work. Thank you.